guys, Mike here from Old Man Things, and welcome to the old Frog and Toad. I'm in the snug. Let me light my pipe. I'm smoking an old GBD um, straight billiard with some Fisherman's Dotel. I was going to say I brought the bloody matches. I just finished a cup of tea where I spilt it all over. So now I'm having a ginger beer, actually. Not a ginger ale, ginger beer, but there's no alcohol. So it's the first day of fall, autumn. My son's 20 years old today. We just got done watching a whole bunch of home videos from when he was, I don't know, 5 maybe. It was fun. Um, so thought I'd do a video. So anyhow, and I put earlier this weekend in my community post, is I think is what you call it on my channel, a link to my son's channel where he does his own songs. Some songs are cover songs, but a lot of it are his own songs that he wrote and composed. So those of you that watched and looked, appreciate it. And then I haven't done anything with my old Coots theater channel for so long. So I did a channel update yesterday, and then I did a quick video today, and I'm quite excited about the new character that I have. His name's Cockney Jim. And I have so much stuff coming up in my head. I need to start writing it down because by the time I go to do a video, I'll forget. But anyways, if you never checked that out, I'll put that link in the channel, the video description. So other than that, I haven't been well. My diabetes came back with vengeance. So, but anyhow, I needed a swift kick to the rear end to get me back to where I used to be, and this is the kick in the rear end that I'm getting. So, and anyway, so anyhow, the old character Cockney Jim, and if you didn't already know, I think I've said it many times. My mom was an old Cockney. She was born in the um, within the sound of the Bow Bells in Hackney after the war. And my old grandmother was a Cockney, my mom's mom. So I know a lot about old Cockney history and Cockney slang, and so the old Cockney Jim character will be a lot of fun. So if you have never watched that channel, I encourage you guys to go there. It's puppets, but it's me doing the voices and me. So, but it is its own channel, and it's not a lot of people's cups of tea. and that's perfectly all right with me, and that's why I have it on my own its own channel, and not this channel. But I was friends with this old Cockney. His name was, they called him George the Glass. And old George, oh, he was so Cockney, it wasn't funny. And he taught me a lot of rhyming slang. And how you'd imagine a Cockney to be is how George was. He was just so much fun. Because if you remember my video where I told about that letter, the family letter, the Polish, he used to call me as jam roll. That's Cockney for Pole. Pole. His old fat jam roll. That's what he called me. My little fat jam roll. And I used to call my little fat George. George the Glass. My little fat George the Glass. And then my Aunt Jackie was a Cockney. They're all her dad and his brothers were known as the Fighting Thompson brothers down in the East End. And she was always posh. So when George would come over to their, they had a, when the first time I went, my Uncle Jim and my Aunt Jackie, they lived in a place called Rush Green, and it was the house that they lived in was the fortress that used Canada used as the Canadian fortress is what I think what they called it, or headquarters anyways, during World War II. That's how big that place was. Anyway, so George Glass would come over and he'd go, "Hello, Mrs. Bucket." To Jackie, because she always had quite posh, you know. If you called him up, he'd answer the phone. Ping and Pong's trying to stay away. So I'd say, yeah, I'd like to have some wontons and some, um, I don't know what I said, I think I said, yeah, I'll have some General Tso's chicken and I'll have some egg rolls. And he says, you want wontons or what? So much fun. So I miss old George. I don't know when he died. He had multiple strokes, and he kind of went a bit after the strokes. I last spoke to him. I think we lived in Oklahoma. But he was a fun guy. He'd get me going, and then he'd go, "No, behave yourself, Michael. Behave yourself, Lloyd." So anyway, I had so much fun over there. So, anyways, this Cockney Jim will be a lot like all those characters, the old Cockneys. And I wish I had come up with this idea a long time ago. So, again, if you don't know what a Cockney, they were born on the East End of London. And to be a true Cockney, although a lot of people claim themselves as a Cockney born in the East End, but if to be a true Cockney, you would have had to been born within the sound of the Bow Bells. And that was a church. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. The church was called, but I'll put it right here. Anyhow, so like the Jack the Ripper, those murders were taking place in the East End of London. And about the 50s and early 60s, when a lot of the immigration started coming into England, a lot of the Cockneys left and went to Essex. So one of the actors, George Winston, not George Winston, oh, for Pete's sakes. Because I said George Winston, it threw me off. I'll put his name here. Anyways, Michael Caine, he was known as he was a Cockney, born in East End. As I said, my mom was a Cockney, although you never know my mom was a Cockney, but boy, you knew my grandma was a Cockney. My grandma would do a fry up for breakfast. This is my mom's mom. And everything was fried up. So you'd have, she'd do the faux English. So you'd do the fried bacon, and she would put butter in the pan before she put the bacon in. The bacon, eggs, for some fried eggs. You do the mushrooms, tomatoes, and then at the end you do it what she called a dip, and you would fry the bread. So you'd have fried bread, and then you covered everything with vinegar, malt vinegar. There's, I mean, that's what we did. I still do. I love it. Everybody in the house, they look at me cross-eyed when I do it now, even though they're used to it. But there's one old and in the way guy that does it as well. So I'm quite pleased. So yeah, I'm quite fortunate. I always thought to have that as the history, the old East End. In fact, when I was in college and I got and then my first car, it was probably my second car I ever had. I had a lot of cars that my dad let me borrow, but totaled out my first car. And then I used to get in accidents all the time. My uncle called me wreck. I had a car. It was an old, well, it was a 1988, but it was an 88 Oldsmobile, is what the model was, 88 Oldsmobile. That was nice. I liked it. And I had the license plates called Cockney on it. My grandpa, my dad's dad, would get so mad, and he said, "They don't understand what that is. They're gonna think you're saying you're cocky." One time I came out of the grocery store and somebody smashed in all my lights, backlights. My grandpa said, "Yeah, I told you. They think you have cocky, not Cockney. They don't understand." So there was another instance where something like that happened. So I got rid of the Cockney license plates. I wish I kept the Cockney license plates, but they told you at the DMV to throw them out. I wish I never listened. That would have been kind of neat to have a license plate that said Cockney on it. All right, guys, I rambled on long enough. Sorry about that. So just a pipe chat. My ribs are still hurting, but they're on the mend, I do believe. So I shall say goodbye. Cheers, everyone. And this is really good. It's called ginger beer, but it's zero. So I don't have that much. I've had a 12-pack for a few weeks. That's how long I've had it. It's still half of it there. So, but anyways, it's just how to have on. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and toodle pap. And check out my other channel if you don't mind. If you don't don't want it, that's fine too.